We are live.
We are live. Woo! You know,
Hello,
this is only
anyone.
the third time I've ever been live with somebody.
Really? I'm
Yeah,
honored.
well, this is the first time I've planned a live streaming.
Sweet.
The other two times, the first time was with the 1111 code, and he had a person on there that was, um, oh, how do I say this? Use your words, Gary. It was. I was a little taken aback because he was so fast spoken and I was quick witted, and I had to reserve back, and I had
Hmm.
to, know when to speak, and and do
That's
that sort of
always
thing.
kind of a challenge in
Yeah,
live
it was,
streams.
yeah, it was a challenge, that's for sure. That was my very first time online. Just jump right in, like I did with Jackie Fox, the
Yeah.
time that you were on there, and that was the
Hey,
second time I was live.
welcome in, Goddess of Ye and
I
Michelle.
can't see any of the chat, so
Okay, I'll keep you updated. Um, Michelle and Goddess, are you hearing me echo? Echo, echo, echo.
Are you hearing me echo? Go.
Yeah. Dude, whatever you just did, Saturnian, it made it worse.
yeah, I put my other device on to see if I could see the chat, but I'm gonna just go and turn it off.
So dang. I got the echo with the headphones on and off.
How do we cure this? How's this? Is this fixable?
I think only if you had a pair of headphones, man.
I'm sorry?
I think that we could only cure it at this point if you had headphones.
Darn it to heck.
Hey, all things for reasons. Hey, do you guys hear an echo when it's just me right now? I still hear a little echo. Yeah, we were gonna go straight. Hey, Amber, I love you all. Oh wow, the echo's totally gone now. Slight reverb, but much better. Dude, thank you so much for helping. Hey, Lucky, good to see you. I don't know if we're going to end up rolling live with this conversation. I think it's fine right now because we don't have our main guest. That's the sound that was echoing. He's like frozen right now. But hey, everything in its perfect timing. It's been a big week. How are you guys? Matrix man, long time no see. Good to see you. Welcome in. I think Saturnian straight up froze. All perfect. Oh, he'll be back, hopefully. Yeah, so it was exciting to... Alex, hello, welcome in. Amen, Lucky. It really does. Everything in divine timing. Yeah, I think that speaking of divine timing, Jackie and I have been trying to link up for a visit here. Okay, let me drop the link. Invite, copy. Boom. And I don't think it's going to work out again this month, but all things in their perfect timing. Paste. Boom. Enter. There we go. Fresh link. So yeah, that new moon energy. This last week, I felt like I could have slept like every single day and like still not like all the day. And still not caught up on sleep. Kristen, it's so good to see you. Awesome. Oh, excuse me. I just got off work. It was a weird day. Dude, it's been like snowing like the dickens out there. Oh, excuse me. I just ate breakfast. Well, sort of like lunch, really, but... Oh, thank you so much, Kristen. I will certainly look into that. I'm the worst at emails. I should stop saying that. I'm just like creating more of that. I can do this. Be better at responding to emails. Hey, here's Saturnian. Ooh. Man, it'd be so awesome to stream with you, Michelle. Hey, Saturnian, welcome back. I think your sound is on mute, bud.
Is
Brunch.
it?
Hey, there you are. Welcome back.
You can hear me?
Yes, I'm not having any echo. How about you all in the chat? What'd you do different?
I went out of the link you sent me in the email. The link you sent me in the chat worked.
Wow. I mean, it's the same link to here. Whatever happened, sweet.
Problem solved, huh?
Wow. Also
How
weird.
many love shirts do you own?
I was just thinking, I wonder how I know I have at least 3.
I like the red one, but I like this one too.
Thank you. This one's actually kind of like a shorter one. I have my tie-dye dress on today. Well, you can't really tell when I stand up all the way, but I have to stand back. I will show you guys, like, yeah, my little get up.
All I did was put on a black shirt for this.
Very good.
I was so busy trying to prepare emotionally and mentally that physically, yeah.
You know, we're just having a chill chat. We're just having a chill chat, Saturnian. Nothing has to be any longer than we want it to be, and we have amazing people that are in the chat right now.
Yeah, I still can't see the chat. I haven't overcome that problem yet. But.
You know, if you wanted to, you don't have to, but like with that other device that you have, you could pull up this live stream in YouTube and put it on mute, and then it would enable you to see the chat. I've done that a time or two.
All right, let me try that real quick.
Hey, Dustin! So good to see you, man. Awesome. So yeah, when Gary kept waking up. Oh shoot, I meant Saturnian keeps waking up.
You can call me Gary. It's no big secret.
Okay. You know, everyone has different ideas about whether or not they want to be called their real name online and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
that way he's kind of particular about that, and my buddy commentator, awesome. He doesn't want me to call him by name. Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to pull up the chat on the other. I don't get this.
No worries. So, Gary, he kept waking up at 3 a.m., right? You kept waking up at 3 a.m. like for multiple days in a row.
There we go.
Good job.
Yes. Man. 5, 6, 7 days, something around the number. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I heard a lot of positive and negative things about that.
And how did you feel about it?
I really didn't feel, one way or the other about it. It started to become an aggravation because sometimes I couldn't go back to sleep and I had to go to work 3 hours after I've been awake. Now, I like to be awake before I go to work. I'm an early morning riser. If it's 3 a.m., it's for somebody that has to do stuff that day.
I'm teasing.
I'm sorry to hear what you said.
I said it's sort of optimal to be awake before we go to work.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I hate waking up and I'm at work and like, wow, I just woke up and I'm at work. Wow, how did this happen?
I woke up at work today, though.
And I know people that can do that. I've never been that person. I've always been an early riser.
That's cool. I've always been more of a night owl, but when I like go out and I spend like days on end hiking and stuff, my rhythm, my circadian rhythm, it totally hooks up with the sun and the moon. It's really cool. I just end up rising with the sun, and like by the time the sun goes down, I'm just like bushed. I'm like beat. I'm ready for the laying down time.
Yeah, it's a cycle. You know what I mean? It's when the sun goes down, it's for a lot of people, nocturnal people, it's different. I had your wrong channel up here and the wrong chat up here. I don't know what happened.
That's hilarious.
I told you I'm a little new at this.
It's all good.
I'm going to try again, though, just so I can see the chat. Okay, here we go.
So, all right, you said it was mostly that you felt that it was a nuisance because you had to go to work after you were waking up at 3 a.m. and you couldn't get back to sleep.
That did happen twice, and, it made for a long day. It made for a very tiring day. I do a lot of physical work, so
I see.
And you know, if it's a good day where it's emotionally a good day, then it's a little easier. I don't have any problem, you know,
Riding
even
through
at
it.
55. Yeah, I don't have really any problem with physical. I mean, I do, but I'm as far as working and stuff. Yeah, I'd rather it be a hard working day physically than emotionally hard day.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, it's a lot more stressful when it's
Mm-hmm.
emotionally hard. But yeah, 3 a.m. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
No, I think you're right where you're meant to be, man. All is well. So then, after you started asking about the 3 a.m. thing and people were responding, especially after you made that cool video, did you ever wake up at 3 a.m. after you had talked to others about what it possibly might mean?
Yes, one more. The next morning, I woke up at 3 a.m., but I was very aware of it, and I didn't even get up at all. I woke up and I kind of looked around. I looked at my clock, my phone, and I seen it was 3 a.m. It was 3:02. Again, this all happened between 2:58 and 3:02, I believe,
Wow.
if memory serves me correct. Every night,
Yeah.
that specific time within those few minutes. And I just went back to sleep though after I made that video.
Okay, because that answers my next question. I wondered if you had done any sort of like asking spirit why you keep waking up at this time.
Sort of. I mean, I did ponder this, and I like to bounce back and forth with people, and that's what I did, and it just kind of went away. I did after that. I had some very euphoric feelings that I couldn't put into words. You know what I mean? This
Overwhelming.
Yes, overwhelming. I wouldn't say it was overwhelming, but it was very deep emotional feelings that I would have of happiness and joy and stuff that
That's
the
awesome.
witching hour. I see Michelle Cannon Freeze in here. Shout out.
That's right. The witching hour.
Yeah.
It is the time.
And I understand why people call it that, and I explained that in my video, but I was like, I didn't feel anything weird. There was nothing negative. Although I can't, rule that out, but I didn't feel anything negative, and I'm usually fairly aware of, these sort of intuition feelings, so to speak.
Yeah. More in tune. Yeah, it's so interesting. You're not the only one who experiences that, and a lot of time it does. They say involve.
Our chat is at 13:02 right now.
Woo! Hey, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, too, Fluway, it's so good to meet you. And McSlappin, welcome in, everybody. So awesome. Rose! So good. Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. So I'm not the only person that experiences this.
Well, yeah, a lot of people will have that 3 a.m. waking up, and like right around that time, like between the midnight and like the 3:30 hour, they say that, at least a lot of books I've read, that it's like the veil is thinner at that time. Who's to say? Because I mean, when you think of time zones, it's sort of just like, it makes me feel confused because time zones are different everywhere. And so is it the thinnest of the veils, the thinning of the time? That's why it's easier to talk to spirit at 3 a.m. everywhere in the world when it's 3 a.m. Plus, then we just had daylight savings time, which I am not a fan of. So what?
I wanted to mention this too. That occurred to me today too, about the time zone. But first, I want to get this out of the way. Yes, I do think the veil is thinnest around 3 a.m. Whatever time zone you may be in. But there's a certain time when the majority of people around you, because I know night owls, my brother's a night owl, and he says if you stay up past 4, it's it's nuts. You don't do that. It's like a rule with night owls. But I guess 3 a.m. is cool. Where was I going with this? So yes, the people around you, like at that certain time frame, everybody is winding down. There's a lot less commotion in the ether. So am I saying that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
That makes sense to me too. I'd never thought of it from that perspective. I'm so thankful that we're talking about this. I love that about talking with people, feeling all different perspectives. Everyone has so many thoughts. Yeah. I lost the thought that I was gonna just because I was like so excited about that one.
well, and the time change thing, I wanted to mention that.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard just okay, so I did a lot of my research. Probably, I'll go on a limb and say 5 years ago or more than that. And I did about 7 years just all in of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the stuff I forgot. A lot of it that I still retain a little bit. But there were societies at one point that had their time thing at 45 to 47 minutes long. That's how long an hour was, and there was no need for a time change. Just wanted to mention that and put that out there. I don't remember a lot about it. This for everybody's own research.
Plus, the concept of time itself, it really does feel like it's genuinely speeding up. And I feel like I notice it even in my own anatomy. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just my perception of elders from when I was younger or something. But like when I would see people that were 40, they looked so much older than I look right now. Maybe I'm just aging well, right? But like, and like, I feel that maybe we really genuinely are, like, time has been sped up. And from the time since I was born, like, I don't know what, maybe my real age is only 33. I picked that number just because it's one of my favorite numbers. But like, if it really,
mine too.
What's that?
It's one of mine too. It's 33 is a good number.
Yeah.
Good number to be at. I was really good at 33. I was thriving.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think I was a shit show.
Well, in some ways I was, looking back on it,
Yeah,
but,
no, I think I always hit it well, like, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't the case. And I think I might be fooling myself to even say that, right? We all go through different but yeah. You know what, too? Have you ever worked like the midnight shift before anywhere?
I worked a third shift for a while. After I worked a third shift after my day job to give me some time in between to sleep and go to my next job. But it was like, well, I had to get off my third shift and the sun was up and it was 6 a.m. and I had to be work at 7:30, 8 o'clock. So there was really no time to sleep. So I kind of I had to pick and choose when I wanted to do that. But I have no problem being a night owl. I've been there and I kind of transfer back and forth. Sometimes I'm a night owl and sometimes I tend to be a morning person. It's my favorite time of the day. But, the sunset is just as pretty as the sunrise.
Yeah, it is. And it's just so magnificent. What wonder.
Can I talk about the whole time speeding up thing?
Yeah, please do. What do you think?
Let's discuss this for a minute, man. That was really interesting.
It is.
Okay, so as a Capricorn and being of Kronos and the whole time thing, and trying to understand this, I've discovered some things that time really is relative. And it's relative to us and the way we perceive things and the way I already said perceive, which is the same thing as see.
Understand?
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at perceive. The way we perceive time doesn't change. Well, I'm digging a rabbit hole here.
Slippery slope.
Okay, so if two people are twins and one of them went up to a rocket up to the moon, the twin on Earth would have aged 5 years, where the guy that went to the moon and back would have only aged maybe 6 months. So time does change, but it's
relative.
Yeah, damn it. I was trying to make an argument against that. I totally blew that out of the water.
No, that's why we talk things out, right? That's why we write things out too.
A time, though, it's one of my favorite subjects. You
Me
know,
too.
people get paid for your time or for your skill, and that's a real question. You get paid money for your time or your skill. I mean, you don't have to have a lot of skill to make money. You're not going to make a lot of money if you don't have any skills. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, they say
so
money is time, but yeah.
I don't fully understand it. It's one of my favorite subjects. Digging into that sort of thing is time is. I wish uh, years ago when I had my first channel, I made a Pink Floyd video about time, and
Hmm.
Genevieve kind of made it popular. And I still, to this day, I lost that video when I had to restart my channel, and I found some of my old ones. I put them up, but that video in particular, I cannot find it anywhere.
Dang. Maybe it's like
Yeah,
in another.
it's my lost tribe. You know, I'm still looking for them.
Yeah. Or like another dimension that you jumped a timeline or something.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. When I was working at the sugar beet harvest, and like every year you go there, you have to like switch back and forth between day shift and night shift. And each shift that you go to, it's 12 hours. And when I worked that nighttime graveyard shift, like it is a totally different vibration. And then when you are working with like a group of people at that time, it brings different things out in people. It really does feel like you are more of that moon energy, that more secretive energy, more intuitive energy. And it's different than I feel when
It's
you,
different from being in the sun. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
when you
Yeah,
spend extended periods of time where you really aren't in the sun as much, it really changes so much. It starts slow and you don't even realize it's happening until you look back and you're like, whoa, what is happening in life right now? Things have gotten weird. like, but
yeah. And years ago, I did this thing somewhere around 6 8 months to where I don't want to say sun worshiping, but going out in the morning and sitting in the sun without my shirt on, face, and anybody that wants to try any of this kind of stuff, please look into it first. Don't just
sun
look
gazing is
directly into the sun. Come on. But I did do this sun gazing sort of thing,
awesome. Hmm.
and I noticed I wasn't as hungry. I had more energy. There's lots of things that you can do to create more energy with yourself.
Hmm.
Funny thing, just right off the top of my head, a friend of mine come over and he's a hard drinker, likes to drink a lot of beer, hates to eat because it kills his buzz.
Gotta
And
have
he
your
asked me, he said, well, why do we have to eat? Why do we have to eat, Gary? We're just I said, because we can't live off of sunlight yet, right? we haven't we haven't evolved a photosynthesis, to where we could just live off of sunlight yet. I mean, we
yeah.
still need the body is a machine and it needs substance. Whether
Hmm.
you're vegetarian, I would suggest, even though I'm a meat eater,
Hmm.
um, everybody's body is different though. So you have to learn to take care of yourself in your own way, you know. I
Hmm.
tried to go vegetarian for a couple years, on and off. Man,
Hmm.
I love my meat,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure I could at my age and knowing what I know now. I'm not sure I could kill a deer and skin it and eat it. It have to be a lot of thank yous and sorries and I'll pay you back sort of thing for me to do it. I'd have to be really hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that. I've been vegetarian more of my life than not, but I didn't grow up vegetarian, so I know the taste of all the foods. And I come from a foodie family. My family owns a restaurant and we're all excellent cooks and we share food. Sharing food is like a form of, sharing love in my family and community and stuff. And I know it's like that for a lot of people. But I do when I went off the deep end into like veganism maybe like a decade ago, and it took me over like a religion. And man, I learned a lot about the food that is on my plate, and I was appalled by a lot of that. But I also learned that I don't like how mean vegans are. I don't like how they are so exclusive about their community. I don't appreciate the way they are so mean to others.
That's just being self-righteous, though. You know?
Yeah. And I
really.
gotta find a balance there. And I mean, like, cheese.
And again, everybody's body is different. There are I'm trying to dig this out of my head. There are people who are only meat eaters, and it's for their own health benefits.
Yeah,
and it works for them.
Well, yeah.
They don't eat any vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of wondered if I should ask about fruit and that sort of thing, but you know, I mean, everybody's body is different.
There are fruitarians out there. I've done the fruitarian route for a while.
Oh man, I've done that. I could be that.
I love nature's dessert, right?
Oh man, and it's, you know, they say sugar is bad for you, but natural sugar is not as bad for you as other things. Did that pop up?
No, you're fine. I was just getting excited. Cosmic Buddha's in here, and so is your baby Blondie. What? I love you guys. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to you to say how to chat, because I can't see any of the chat.
Yeah, no worries. We got this. Go team.
Go team.
That's right.
So if anybody, you know, let me know if anybody says something to me directly or anything like that. You know, I imagine a lot of times when I'm in a stream, I'm talking to other chatters.
I feel it.
There's a lot of times I do ask the person who's talking ask questions. You know what I mean? But the chat goes so fast a lot of times.
True.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, you know, I really actually super struggled to even put a title on this, the energy, sages, and numbers and stuff. I just was like, and I wanted to get it up before I went to work. So I did that right before I got down to work this morning. And I just figured, even if we, you know, I know that we are talking about energy and stuff, and I would like to get to numbers at some point. I know we touched on 3 a.m. a little bit, but really this is just a chill chat. And like, it's so cool that everybody's in here and it's talking about so many cool things. Like, yeah, like Kristen says, I don't feel bad for eating meat. It's how our bodies are designed. That being said, I also don't believe the slaughterhouses are, amen. I agree. It's pretty bad. But also, I don't know if there's really a kind way to kill an animal. But then I also heard this really interesting Native American tale, and why there's the rabbit in the moon, how the rabbit, have you heard that?
I made a video about it.
Did you?
Yeah. This was kind of recent too. I mean, less than 6 months ago, maybe even 3. I've been pushing out so much content lately.
I noticed that. I'm so thankful for that. Like, I've never seen you push out this much content. Maybe it's just in the stars. Maybe it's just like go time, right?
But like I said, I don't know if the 3 a.m. had anything to do with it, but after that experience, I was just overcome. It was hard to hold myself back with people I normally talk to. People in my life, and I'm just like rattling on to them, and they're like, you need to slow down, or, you know, I mean, you know, I was in that mode though.
I've got that my whole life. I relate.
Yeah. And it kind of comes and goes with me. I have spiritual steps to where I go up and I've been down. I mean, life has been a roller coaster for me. I've lived in penthouse condos in the heart of Destin. And I've lived in the smallest trailer in the trailer park with my mom and my brother. You know, so I mean, life has been up and down. I kind of see that's, as far as my life is concerned, that's the way it's going with me. And I take spiritual steps up and down. You know, hopefully at the end of this, I'll, you know, take a step up in the next life. You know, things will be a little better, because this one's been a little rough. Not that I got it real bad, but it's been pretty rough.
Lots of hard knocks, right?
Yeah, but you know, for those born under the Tropic of Capricorn, we tend to learn our lessons hard, but we learn them well. But I'm not that bright. Sometimes I've had to learn my lesson 2 or 3 times before I've like finally got it.
Dude, I'm with you there. I feel like I don't know. I might be like slightly autistic because I take everything so literally when people say it. And when it comes to things, I don't know. I have some sort of big gap between things.
That's an intuition thing. The way people speak and the way they're talking to you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit got to do with the intuition and do they mean it literally or figuratively, you know?
True that. Yeah. And it's been a learning curve for me. I could like grasp like really deep concepts, but then when it came to my own life, a lot of times I feel like I've been really slow, like really behind on just regular developmental things. And so, but I mean, I'm really thankful. I'm really blessed. I'm glad to be where
who was it at the beginning that said in all things good time? I can't see the chat, so I'm like, somebody said it was with all things, you know.
Divine timing. I think that was Lucky Stone.
Really? What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Uh-huh.
I like that guy, man. I see him.
Yeah.
Man, and a lot of times, like, in my own head, I sound arrogant saying things, but like I see him as like a younger version of me when I first started delving into, choose words carefully, my own power, my own. There was the biggest awakening that I had in my life, and I started doing a little bit of magic here and there, but you know, a lot of it for like blessings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've covered this a lot in my YouTube channel. Not that I'm trying to promote that or anything. I don't make any money off it. I do it for fun and for self healing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of times people get really it's like an area when they talk about magic like that. People a lot of at least in my experience, you have pretty dynamic responses from it. Sometimes
There's a big gap in between it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's so
I did do ritualistic spells.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a moment. Hopefully, this is not bad to say. So it's not something that I've never said before. But when I seen an animal sacrificed, I got out of Satanism. That was all it took for me to get out of that particular religion. But I did delve in a lot of religions over my lifetime, trying to find something that worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
That got me out of that. I forgot where I was going with that, but
you were called to say it. The spirit grabbed you.
Yeah, I don't like. I can't see wasting an animal, especially in the way it was done.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, it's a life, and all beings fear death, no matter what life form they are. Are they animals? Be it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think whales, sperm whales, orcas in particular. I think these people are people. These entities are self-aware. I do believe that, and I can't say that for absolute truth. That's one of these things that it's my perception of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I don't say that very often, but that's, you know, that's my belief system that they are.
Because you're a Capricorn. No, I'm just teasing you.
I mean, it could be. There's a lot of traits to Capricorn, you know what I mean, that I like about myself, and I only used astrology to explore myself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my brother's exact opposite. He's a Leo. And you want to talk about opposites. Wow. I thought Cancer was the opposite. No.
Yeah.
And then my niece is a Libra.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm Capricorn rising. So a lot of times people think I'm Capricorn, but I'm Taurus. I'm Taurus, but yeah.
I always wonder about that. I heard you say it before, but I was trying to remember it.
Yeah, I'm actually on the cusp of Taurus and Aries. I'm like right in the center there. So I've got that bull and that ram energy. Stubborn.
If I remember correctly, I'm on the cusp of Sagittarius, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay, so what are you at the end of? You're like born near Christmas?
Yeah, I was born, 3 days after Christmas, December 28th.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
I got most of my Christmas presents and birthday presents were on the same day, you know, or mix and match, you know.
Yeah, all in one. Absolutely.
Yeah. And a lot of the people that I've communed with over the years of my life, especially people in my real life, 3D life, however you want to say it,
Mm-hmm.
turned out to be Capricorns after, knowing them for a while and not even knowing that's what they were, you know.
Interesting.
I guess I could say I can get along with myself pretty good.
Good, man, because we got to live with ourselves.
Yeah, right. It took me a long time to do that, but when it happened, boy, like that.
Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of people that feel that way. That you're not the only one. Like, there's so many people that you just always are around people, so you don't have to be by yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm a person that and this is a typical trait of a Capricorn. They enjoy their own. They have to have time to wind down. They enjoy their own company, so to speak.
I am that way very much. I spend most of my time alone. I do enjoy being out and about in the world. I enjoy performing in the world too. And I'm not really shy at all, but I mean in most senses, but I really prefer to spend my time alone. I feel like an equal introvert and extrovert. It's so weird.
I can get on board with that because there are certain situations where I'm out in the world and I really didn't want to go to work today or be around other people, but I can make the most of it.
Yeah.
As long as it's a little bit of my choice. I can. I was recently in a car accident. Thankfully, I was in the passenger seat, and someone hit us from behind. And the lady that hit us from behind walked straight up to us and just started ranting like, I just got this. This is my brand new van, and my husband's going to kill me. And just
like
going off the deep end, just like straight out the gate. Not even hi, hello, what's your name? Nothing. Are you okay? Something like that. Just walked up. I was like, I turned around, walked away. Sorry, I have that choice.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, it was like she was misplacing her anger on you guys.
Yeah, you could say it like that. Yeah, I think she was a little more scared. Her husband had bought her the vehicle, and it might have been like the second or third vehicle that she had wrecked. I don't know, but I mean, she was obviously worried about this brand new vehicle. Oh my God, all this money.
Yeah,
you're not going to ask me if I'm okay. That's what you're going to start with. I don't want to get off topic though. Let's do something else.
Genevieve, welcome in. I love you. Genevieve is here. It's awesome.
I was hoping she would be here. I wanted to say this. When I seen a video of Genevieve holding a bird in her hands, I knew she had made it. When a Capricorn, I don't care what month you were born in, if you're a Capricorn and you made it with nature, that's it. You're at the top of your game.
That is so cool. I love that observation.
Man, I seen that and it just warmed my heart. It makes me feel good to see other people prosper.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like to prosper too, don't get me wrong, but it's still like some people might get jealous. And I guess I have been before when I was younger, but jealousy has never been like a trait of mine. It always like makes me happy to see other people do good.
Yeah. But you know what? I never experienced jealousy. Is that the word you used?
Yes.
Yeah, I never experienced that until the last 5 years of my life. And then I went through a situation that, I mean, I felt so upset and jealous, and I felt all of these really ugly emotions, and I had a really difficult time reconciling what was going on in my life. Like, it was overwhelming for me, and I did not like feeling those emotions, but I finally just, sat with them and tried to understand them to the best of my ability. And I'm still learning from it, really.
Well, I mean, that's the secret, right? Just understand what you're feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a depth of, why am I feeling this way? Is it me? Is it them? And sometimes it is them.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but to sit down and say, well, I have had this ongoing problem with this person. It really irritates me when they say this. And if
Yeah.
you sit down and like kind of think about it for a while, is it irritating because they're that way, or is are they mirroring me? Do I feel that way? I have some kind of insecurity about that, that
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's just really sticky in life too. Emotions.
I'm going to take a really short break. If you can wait like 30 seconds for me to come back, I just can't hold it any longer. I got to go to the restroom.
I'll be right here. Take your time. Welcome in, Kimba. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this life thing. I filmed a dragonfly in my hand this past summer. So magical. Did you post it, Michelle? I never saw that. I would love to have seen that. I can't remember. Oh, it was a butterfly when I was in the Upper Peninsula a couple of years ago. And I was there with a couple of girlfriends. And one of them, every time she told the butterfly to flap its wings, it did. Oh my gosh, do you guys see that dog in Saturnian's screen right there? Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to check that out, Michelle. That is so cool. 144. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, that'll bring us right into the numbers. I heard you, or I saw that you wrote in the chat too that that you had worked the midnight shift or the graveyard shift too, Michelle. Did you experience like a weird shift, like what it was that you were syncing up with, the energies that were surrounding you? It's just a fascinating way to live in the world. Yeah, Alex, where are you in the world? I can't remember right now.
I think she's in Transylvania or Romania, maybe.
I can't remember, but you probably got that.
Maybe. Alex is.
Excuse me. It's an entirely different world. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't hold it any longer.
No worries, man. So, what about numbers? When you learn, no, wait. There was something else I wanted to say before we move on to that about the whole idea of magic. I think that everything we do is magic, and people get a lot of up in arms about it, but everything that we're doing in life really it's just magic. It's magical. It's spiritual. It's a part of being in this world that we're in. We're always manifesting or not. And
everyone has their own kind of definition of it,
Mm-hmm.
My video this morning was to a couple of Christian friends of mine that I talked to. They were like, yeah, I send my videos to a couple of my friends that are willing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And they got, because it said casting a spell in the other video that I said, it was about talking and how words are really a true magic. I mean, the word of God and the word has vibration and the word has feeling. I think I'm writing a song right now.
Get it written down, man. At least it's recorded.
But
that's good.
As long as you get the gist of it, I'm satisfied that words are the best way to do magic. I did used to do ritualistic magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, mostly for blessings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And never for selfish reasons. Gray spells would be something that was good for me and everybody else. White spells would be something that's good for everybody else. And I only did one black magic spell, and I paid dearly for it. I'll never do that again.
Check that box.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it, but
yeah, we don't want to draw that energy in, right?
Yeah. Well,
it's good to have.
There are consequences to everything, and if you put good out there, you're going to give. You got to give to get. So if you put good out there, you're going to get back. Even if you don't even see it.
Yeah.
I'm a good believer in. I'm a strong believer and dharma and what I do now might protect me or help me somewhere down the line, even though it doesn't happen directly like karma does.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see you got the chat underneath your thing. Let me turn this sideways.
Do that. I'm putting up some of these comments here. Plus, Dustin just said that butterflies land on his face and ears and stuff. That's so magical.
Butterflies do what?
Butterflies randomly land on Dustin's face and ears and stuff. That is so magical, dude.
I called a dragonfly into my hand one time in front of somebody, and they were just. To me, it wasn't a big deal. But to them, it was just astounding. It was like, what? You know.
It is astounding.
And that would be magic to some people, you know what I mean? But I'm like, hey, you know, I know how to whistle to a bird and bring him here. You know, magic is pretty broad definition. So let's go numbers.
Saturnian Snow White. That's your new name.
Saturnian Snow White.
Yeah, because you know Snow White.
My beard.
Well, no, it's the birds and stuff. Like Snow White would like. Or maybe like Saturnian.
Never caught a bird. Although I do know that if you do pick up a bird and put it back in its nest, it was a myth for a long time that I believed that if you touched a bird when it was on the ground and you put it back in its nest, the mother bird wouldn't have anything to do with that bird anymore. That's what I was told. I believed it for a very long time. Found out that was not true. Physically found out that was not true.
Yeah.
So.
I did hear though too that if you touch a butterfly's wings, that the dust that's on them, when it comes off on your hands, then it makes it so that it can't fly. Is that true?
I'm betting it is. On certain types of butterflies, I would say, just to be safe. But yeah, butterflies' wings are very fragile.
What is that dust made of then? What is it that
dust off your fingers?
Yeah, like when
it would be concrete dust if it was on my fingers.
No, I mean from the butterflies and moths and stuff. Like if you touch a butterfly's wings, they say it can't fly anymore.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't either. I don't know if it's true.
I would be safe and say maybe a certain type of butterfly, yes. But I wouldn't say all of them, no. But they are very fragile. I mean, you'd have to be careful. You know, trying to pet a butterfly. How do you do that? You put the wings up, or you know,
I don't know,
put them down.
Causes the cells to fall off. This is what Lucky says.
I'm lost here.
It's like our skin. Touching butterfly causes the cells to fall off. It's like our skin. Interesting. I guess we'll just have to do some more research about that. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, but just given the nature of, you know, how fragile butterflies' wings are, you know, could easily break something inside there to where they couldn't fly anymore. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, okay, that bit that that Rose just said about if we don't love ourselves, how can we feel love for others?
Oh God, singing my song over there. You know, I was married 3 times and I had to be single for a few years before I really realized that, you know, I had a lot of issues that I needed to deal with. And then started feeling bad for my ex-wife. I was like, good God, is that what I said?
Oh, no.
You know. But yeah, I had to learn to love myself to understand real love, you know. I mean, I guess I've always understood real love, and everybody does it, you know, on some level. But I had to learn to love myself before I could give it to somebody else. Hold on one second.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this love ourselves and stuff, wanting to see good for others. When I was experiencing like things were blowing up in my life and I experienced jealousy for the first time in my life, it was also, I was equally feeling like I really wanted to see everybody happy around me. But I just knew that what was going on around me was making me miserable. It was making me miserable. And I know that there's a lot that I've learned from that. And I keep learning from that. So yeah, this sticky life thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. It's a puzzle sometimes, and I'm really grateful
It
to be.
is a puzzle, and it's
It,
up to us to put it together, right?
yeah, it's like it's funny to have such conflicting emotions at the exact same time. To want the very best for another person, but just to feel like such, sadness and such like jealousy over what was happening. It's really hard to behold those kinds of emotions at one time. And I was
Well,
like,
welcome to the human race.
right?
The human body,
You
just
know what?
a complicated, flushing mess of mechanisms and cells and stuff that we'll never understand.
Yeah.
We're getting there, though. I
Yeah.
see society. I do have a positive outlook. A lot more lately. Last couple years, surprisingly, I haven't been a very spiritual person the last couple years. I
Mm-hmm.
guess I have been in a different way, but not traditionally the way I see it.
I see.
And
Jackie
I've kind
Fox!
of blossomed out of it.
Jackie just got here. So good to see you, Jackie. How are you
Jackie
today?
Fox,
Mm-hmm.
what's
Yeah.
up, girl?
It's so
How you
good to see.
doing?
Yeah, Rose, I hear what you're saying. Some of that makes sense, and some of what was just going on was just bullshit. So
Okay, come on. No, come on. Yeah, I gotta hear this comment. Read it
oh
to
no,
me.
she said, you might have just been in the mindset of lack, Allie. It happens. When I was in like comment to beholding those emotions that were so vast at the same time.
Yeah, opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is part of it, because I was coming off of like a really, really like brutal heartbreak that I had never experienced anything that deeply emotional at the time. And then like right after that, then other things just like blew up after that. So, and I actually feel thankful for the heartbreak, because I don't think I would have been able to, I don't know how I would have handled what came next, just like people just dropping out of my life, like that. I had to leave. I had to go. There was
Well,
no
that kind
finding.
of explains it too. You know what I mean? You be in a very emotional state in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're really aware of. I'm happy for these people, but at the same time, I wish I had that too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're aware of both emotions, and that's to me, that's
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle. Really,
Yeah. But
you're
I will
just
tell you
learning to
what,
deal with them.
I was like not ever about pretending that they weren't there and pretending that this stuff wasn't happening and just going along with everything, which is what everybody wanted me to do. And I was like, nah, dude, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I will not pretend. I will not pretend. This
Yeah, I've
sucks.
never been that guy.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever accused me of being. Oh, Gary just goes along to get along. Yeah, no, that's never been me
No,
ever. Even as a child.
I'm pretty sure that's why we met, because the pandemic happened and we were not about to go along to get along.
Man, there is so much to that. We could make a whole. We
I
could
know.
do a podcast with two other people about the pandemic, man. And I mean, you do that for Joe Rogan time, like 4 hours long or some shit.
Exactly.
There's so much to that. There's so much to explore out of that. So much that happened because of
Yeah.
it too.
And stuff that's
It
still
showed
coming
me.
to light.
It showed me how easily people just fall right in, and that really disappointed me.
And me too. It actually blew me away. It was jarring. I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand it.
You thought more people were awake than that, didn't you?
Yeah, or just really, I wasn't even. It wasn't even about being awake. I just thought that more people would stand for what they believe in. That they wouldn't just do something that seemed totally illogical all of a sudden. And I guess
Either,
that
either way you want to say it, I mean, doing
yeah.
something that's totally illogical doesn't make any sense. That's
Mhm.
for people who are not aware or awake or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
thinking person.
Yeah.
You
Totally.
know?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, either way,
Yeah.
it disappointed you. Yeah.
It did. What was even more disappointing, though, was like the civilian police thereafter. Like people that, you thought that were your friends that then would just like come after you if you weren't going to follow the mandates and stuff like that. Like really come after you.
I have a big issue with this because it's the police that are the law. One of my aunts, heavyset woman, and just as jolly as she could be, one of the biggest influences in my life. She always used this expression that um, cops are the law, and I never understood it until I started driving and became into my teens and stuff. Yeah, if you're a police officer, you're the person of authority that's going to carry out these orders. It's up to you. You're the in between guy.
Yeah.
Do you decide that this is, hey, we're going to make some money off the state by pulling over this poor white trash guy in his old truck with beaten up stuff? There's really not a lot of money there to get. You know what I mean? Why? Where's the line? You know what I mean? And I've have friends that are cops. And I see cops as people. It's just a uniform. They're a person to me. They wake
Yes.
up. They have the same problems I do, or different kind of problems. They have the same kind of stress that I do, maybe even more, because they're tasked with being um, parent figures to people who don't know how to get along at 3 in the morning, or 2 in the morning, whatever.
Yeah.
They're tasked with being adults to a lot of people, man, that just don't know how to get along. People can't agree to disagree anymore. And that's fact.
Yeah.
I went off right there. I'm sorry.
No, that's all good. This is what we're doing. Yeah. So I'm curious, when you've studied a little bit into astrology, did numbers play a role in that for you?
Yes and no. Um, I'm a big guy on just taking the number right down to its simplistic, the most simplistic number it can be, and that's,
Yeah.
for me, it's 1 through 9. Well, and 0.
Yeah.
But you start adding zeros and ones after another. But I've learned a lot about it. My brother is really good at gematria and stuff like that, and I've never really. I was gonna try, but then it was a lot of work, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing all that. It's I don't have to know this, even though it probably it would be better if I did. I'm sure. I just never really. It's kind of like tarot cards and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I was curious, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, numbers do play a part in it. I mean, and sometimes I've learned things off of 1111 code, and a lot of other people, of which are long gone off of YouTube by now. A couple of them I know for a fact, but very good numbers people, and knew this topic. I mean, I don't go to a doctor to get my tire fixed. You know, so I go to the people who know what they're talking about and seem to be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm done. Numbers, yeah, 1 through 9, okay, and 0.
That's what they all boil down to, right? The smallest.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that 1111 and 22 and 33 could be numbers as a life number.
Yeah,
as long as they were like doubled up or something. My little brother he's a little hush hush about his gematria thing. He's a musician though. He's always been weird.
He sounds awesome.
He is awesome. He's the most awesome person I know.
That's so cool, dude. Do you live close with him?
I do, and I get to visit with him occasionally. He's a very fast-paced person, and he's a single dad. He works a full-time job, so I mean, his life is pretty full. I don't get to see him very often, but when I do, it's
a good thing.
It's a joy, yeah. Most of the time, sometimes we're so opposite. It's been it's been a struggle through our lifetimes, but I think it was our karmic destiny to be brothers because we're so opposite, and we learned to get along with each other when we were young, and as we've gotten older, and things have gotten so much smoother as we've both gotten older.
Yeah. My
He's
sister and
5 years younger than I am too. So
I, okay.
I'm the older brother. You know, he could probably whoop my butt, but I have that mental thing over him where I'm the big brother. You know.
Oh, got it. Yeah. So wait, you have then just the 2 siblings?
Yeah, just my brother and my niece, who is oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I don't know this. I think she's coming up on 12, 13 now.
Cool.
So I see her even less.
Did
But
I misunderstand you? Did I hear you say you have an older brother and a younger brother, or just a younger
no,
brother?
I'm the older brother.
Okay, I did misunderstand you. All right,
Yeah,
thank you for clarifying that.
yeah, it's just me and him.
Yeah, that's cool. It's nice
It
to
would
have
have helped to have another brother to a couple times
balance things out.
to moderate us, so to speak.
Then you'd be the middle child.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd have been cool. Wouldn't have
Maybe.
to take on a lot of that responsibility that I had to.
Yeah, I'm the eldest child too, but like as far as psychology is concerned, like if you're the eldest child, just watch out. Like, why would you ever date the eldest child? That's what they said.
Kind of like the preacher's son or the
Yeah, something
preacher's
like
daughter or something. But,
that.
my
Yeah.
first wife was a psychologist. Oh my
Mhm.
God, you see me rub my face? This is stress memories.
No.
And my first wife was a psychologist, bro. And, wow. I never met somebody that was so messed up once I got to know her.
Oh wow.
Wow. It was like, geez, really?
I was gonna say, did you learn a lot from her?
Yes. Ask me if they were all good. Yeah. I mean, some were good, some were bad, but yeah, I learned a lot from everybody.
That's a good way to live it. That's good. Yeah.
I don't know where that came from, but geez, I haven't thought of that in forever.
Yeah, my sister and I are really different too. And she has been one of my greatest teachers, truly. I adore her. I love her so much. I wish so much goodness for her. But yeah, I know that I I used to talk to her like so. I used to be so mean to her when I was younger, and
Oh
I
no.
learned. I really was so mean to her. I just felt that she was such a nuisance, and she was always copying everything I did, and I couldn't stand it, dude. And she'd like borrow my stuff, and I would get really pissed off. And I realized though, once I was like in my much later teens, that I talked to her in a way that I would never dream of talking to any human on earth. And that I realized that that's fucked up. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that, Allie. And so I really started to learn a lot more, and it's been a lot. We've had a lot of run-ins where we were not on the same page and everything, but she is a really pure-hearted person. She's a lot like my
that's I guess it's a karmic kind of thing. You know what I mean? That guys
yes.
were placed in a situation, whether it be on your own accord or not, that everybody has to deal with it, and everybody tries to
Yes.
learn this lesson in this lifetime. Maybe it takes a couple more. I don't know, but
Yeah, thank God we're not in charge of that. That's a little too much.
getting a
Too
little
much.
deep there.
Yeah, I know, but I love thinking in those deep realms and everything, but I am thankful that I'm not in charge of all of that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like being a boss, you know what I mean? But there are times when I need a boss.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, that's not up to me. I'm not making the decision for that.
Right. There's a lot of decisions I can make on my own, but there are times when I do pray and I'll be like, hey, come on. Which one is it? Give it to me one way or the other.
Yeah, this number thing though, I do find it to be really important. I'm really thankful that I met 1111 code 2 to help me solidify a lot of the thoughts that I had about numbers. And just I know that threes, they followed me my whole life, and I was obsessed with them. And they have such different vibrations, and when we can tune into that and understand it, that they really are creating and running the world, that's the way the Matrix talks to us, among many different ways, but that's one of the main ways. And boiling down what the different vibrations of colors and numbers and sounds are, it is just juicy. I'm real grateful for
It's good to be alive, isn't it? It's good
yeah,
to be here.
it
You know,
is. True that.
Uh,
True that.
people talk about how bad Earth is, and it could be better. Um, well, I mean, we could be better to it. Let's say that. You
Yeah.
know,
And to ourselves and others.
And this is a beautiful planet. If you've
Such
ever taken a hike through the woods or the swamp or the
mhm.
ocean or anything like this is a great place to be. Even though it's I don't care for it much because the continents keep moving around. I don't like the land shifting underneath me when I'm trying to live on it. I mean, just I don't think this is a place where I'd like to spend the rest of eternity or nothing. But it's not a bad place to be on. It's a very beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place. Yeah, every moment is a blessing. All of the cycles of life. It's such beauty. Yeah, and so much to learn from the animals and from nature and from our family and our friends, and it's just it's magical. It's magical. And I know there is a lot of chaos going on right now in the world as things are changing. I just keep remembering though that the universe has a grander plan, and
I used to say this. I used to say that um, humanity is going through like a growing pains kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I
We
feel
may be
that.
going into our teens. We may be going into our 20s as a species. We're going through some kind of like growing pains, and with that,
Yeah. Yeah, because there does seem to be like a great divide between people, and it was drawn to the forefront with the whole 2020 shift
yeah,
with the pandemic. And it's just, I think the divide has gotten deeper in a lot of ways, but also it's just like people are people. It's sometimes I feel worried about what kind of things that children are being indoctrinated with, and that they're the ones coming up, and we're still a part of this world too. Yeah, I worry sometimes, but I am just grateful to be here, and I know that the universe has a greater plan, and I'm just really grateful for that.
so am I for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, because I don't know, we've had some younger people come into the restaurant, and they were really disrespectful. They were really sexual. They were hitting on our staff, and they were really young girls hitting on our female staff. It was all like inappropriate. It felt just like publicly inappropriate, and they're not the only ones.
Those
Like,
girls have some hard lessons to learn for
yeah,
sure.
I just
Bless them because they're gonna have it rough. They're
dude.
gonna learn the hard way.
You know what was seemed more appalling to me though in that situation was that their parents were there, but their parents just had them sit at a different table. Like all the parents sat at one table and the kids sat at a different table. And those kids were just free to be willy-nilly and disrespectful, and gosh, right? Anyways, that doesn't speak to all of children or all of the younger people.
Well, I don't give parent advice. I've never been like a real parent of my own. I've never had one of my own. I've
Hmm.
been a parent, but it's
Yeah.
you, like you said, and I know you believe this because you said it, and I know it to be true. Um, Christ, I lost it completely.
That's okay.
Oh my God, I'm a mess.
No, you're not a mess. That happens to me every day. It happens all the time. Yeah.
It's a lead by example. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Always the leading by example. That
Yeah.
actions speak louder than words, even
And
though
people
words.
respect you when you lead by example. But if you just, if you're just teaching because you can't do, you don't get a lot of respect in that.
True that, man. Oh, look at that way's here. Woo woo!
What's up, that way?
So
Finally.
good.
I thought he'd be the first one in. That guy.
He's busy. He's making things happen. He's magic.
Now, that's a magic man right there.
I do too, Amber. I love the magic in the numbers. Oh, also, Alex said that she was from Transylvania, Romania. You called it.
Did I? I got that right?
You did. You got that right.
It seemed like she was. She sticks out with me for some reason. And I've never even seen this person's face. I hesitate to say it's a she. But that's the kind of feeling I get.
Yeah, I don't even know if Alex is a she or a he. I never found out, never asked, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say this about numbers earlier, and I forgot, and it seems like a good opportunity to say it. My brother says that there is a mathematical equation for everything that has happened so far, and that there are mathematical equations for things that could possibly happen. I don't get all this stuff. I'm not into numbers this much, but there are mathematical equations for things that could happen, but they all end up as possibilities. And I can see that to be true in just the way I see reality and the way I've experienced it. But and not even in a number way, but it just astounds me that would be true also. You know what I mean? It's just another reflection of reality, colors, mathematics, speech, other things. You get what I'm saying there?
You just said that. Yeah, because all of the dimensions, all of the possibilities, it's too vast for us to really comprehend. But
it is for me, and I've done some deep, dark thinking, and
well, if you don't understand the darkness, it's then it's difficult to really understand the light. You've got to have that balance, I
found the light through the darkness. But
I hear you. Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest that path to anybody. I mean, there's an easier way to do it.
No, man. But is there really an easier way to do that? I don't know if there is. I think it might be the only way.
Some lessons have to be learned hard, so they're learned well.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean that we have to go through all of the hard knocks, but I mean, right. Like, I am so blessed. I've really led a blessed life. And then when it comes to like the emotions of things, there's just been lots of hard knocks. And maybe I'm just a slow learner. I don't know. Right?
Well, or maybe this is a chaotic physical place that we come to, and that is chaotic. You know what I mean? The ground shifts, trees grow and die and come back, and I mean, just everything is just like it's like an infinity symbol, like an 8.
Oh, I love that you said that. The Mobius strip. That's sweet, dude. Hey, Emoji King, in. Love that guy.
Emoji King, what's up, buddy?
Have you moved? Have you gotten your move in yet? I wonder. I hope that that's going well for you. I know you've been talking about that for a while. Imagine. Oh, I want to read what this is. What Kristen just said. Imagine if we were left alone to evolve the way the universe intended without artificial foods, mass injections, and soon to come brain internet interfacing. I don't know, man. I hear what you're saying, but like, I'm pretty sure we're exactly where we're meant to be.
So far, the human body, without all the, we should live to be about 100, 120 on a natural life cycle. And here we are in this year and age. Age, did it? But we're moving into a new age. But it says something that we don't live to be 100, 120, and in fairly good shape.
Yeah. I agree with so much. I mean, like, I have lots of strong feelings about all the things that she just listed and stuff. And maybe too, this is like that teenage years of humanity or something that, I don't know. It's like we're exactly where we're meant to be, but maybe it's like that being at the precipice of things, like seeing how bad that it's getting and then making the efforts to make changes. And I think it starts in the hearts of like all humans too,
Well, that's
because
why they call it a quantum. It's a quantum effect because we need more and more people into it, and knowing what's going on and willing to. Oh God, I don't want to say grow up, but for people to accept responsibility for their own actions and
yeah,
move forward from that. That would at least satisfy me with a lot of people that I know in my real
yeah.
life.
Hey, Tatiana, welcome in. Good to meet ya.
Tatiana, that's a cool name.
Yeah, she's beautiful too.
Let's show her a picture.
Let's see.
Oh, you know this person. Okay, my bad.
No, I don't think I know her. I never seen her before. She's
That's a beautiful name, though.
It is. Yeah. So the last topic we haven't brushed upon is sages. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, we did kind of make a list a little bit, didn't we? Did you walk me through my list?
I couldn't think of a name for our show and stuff. I almost just called it Chill Chat with Chill People.
Well, that's fine.
Like, I didn't know.
You could pretty much call it whatever you want. You've got enough influence. You could do that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all that, but like.
Well, maybe not anything you wanted, but
yeah, but
be nice.
The idea of sages, I love that word. I love how it's been a part of my life, and that word always affected me and how it's evolved in my mindset. But what does that mean to you? And maybe who do you think some sages are? People that you might look up to?
Perfect question.
Right.
Everybody is my sage. Every person I meet has something that I can give them and I can take away from them. Everybody has something to teach me. That's my simple answer.
Yeah. So are there any all right, so when I think of sage, I love that.
All right, yeah, there'd be a lot to list.
Right, like sages, they make me think of like the most trusted grandmaster, or like the wizard, or the person who has done so much work. Like I think of people like Nostradamus, and
I think teacher.
You think teacher? I love that. The sages.
Someone who knows more than me about a topic that I either want to know in that moment, or that Spirit has sent them into my life to talk to me about something I need to know. And in that case, it would probably have to be hammered into me,
Yeah. Dude, when you said that, I got a glimpse of that movie, The Matrix, like when they like I can't remember. Is it Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith is the agent. And
that was Matrix, yeah.
Okay, so then he like downloads into people like wherever he needs to be in the world. That it's just the same way for like sages from Spirit, that they just download into anybody, that we're always right where we're meant to be, and either we're able to get the message or not, and then they just keep coming until it happens.
I think so.
It seemed way more profound in that glimpse of a thought that I had than it took for that 30 seconds for me to explain it.
I know what you mean, though. And yes, I mean,
Mr.
I don't know about transferring physically from one person to another, like the Matrix, where like, and all of a sudden I'm Agent Smith, I just recently watched that movie, so it was like fresh in my mind to see it.
Okay, cool.
All right, but yeah, I don't think that would be even really spiritually, wouldn't be something spiritually nice to do, is like take over somebody else's body that you have to exercise them to get them out, maybe.
Or maybe it just is like it's a slip in and out, just like that.
I I have my doubts, but I mean, anything is possible.
I like it. You gotta keep it real from our perspectives, man. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible. I mean, I can't say that that's something that's never happened. I
Yeah.
honestly can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Or
believe that, everybody's sent here. Everybody has a purpose. Everything here has a purpose. All
true
this
that.
was created by the grand creator,
Yeah.
way before. I've been hearing a whole lot about Anunnaki and the intervention of human species, which is what I like to call it. Everybody's, it's like the creator. No, we were already here before they interfered with our DNA. So
Could
I went
be.
off on a tangent.
All as
So
well.
that they didn't create us, we were just set off on our natural path. But like everything is working exactly the way it's supposed to do. You know,
Yeah.
everything has a purpose, and even negative things that happen have a purpose.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always like the upswing or the downswing of a cycle. It's only negative that we assign it that way. It's not genuinely negative. It's just a part of the process.
Right. It might be negative right now, but turn out to be a positive thing in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Yeah, because there are some things that are going on in like the political realm of the world right now that I just have like a lot of anger towards, and I feel like there's a lot of negative things out there, like the idea, like the ideas of
It warms me to know that more and more people are getting into politics and stuff like this. And used to, I was like, yeah, this doesn't matter. This doesn't change my life. In the past few years, I've noticed how much of my life has changed because of a president. I mean, that far down the line, really, it affected me.
mm-hmm.
Jeez, and I'm pretty far down on the line. So
Hey, don't
yeah,
do yourself like that. No, you're not. You're important. You're not far down on the line is what I'm saying.
sorry, I missed that completely.
I said don't do yourself like that. You're not that far down on the line, man. You're just as
Well,
important.
monetarily, I am. I'm pretty way down there. You know what I mean? Uh,
Monetarily,
that's not to
monetarily,
say I'm not rich. I'm
soul,
I'm rich in a lot of other ways.
soul, human existence, like your thoughts, that you're here, that you are worthy of all of it that you want to draw into your life, right? Is it, harm none, right? But yeah, as far as this like idea of all of the wars going on, it makes me feel so angry. I feel really angry about it. And I'm finding a balance. I'm learning a balance with everything. It's just I don't get it, man. I don't get how it can keep happening like that. I feel like it's freaking 2024. What the hell is
Because
going
we
on?
let it as a collective, we let it happen. That's why it happens. That's why it keeps happening. And every other generation keeps forgetting that a politician lies. They don't, you know, put your if you're gonna if I was to say anything about politics in the last two presidents, put your personal feelings aside by this guy. Was your life better? I mean, uh,
Yep, I hear
set
that.
aside everything that I feel about any of the two candidates. You know,
Mm-hmm.
put your personal feelings aside. You know, but that being said, there's some personal feelings that you know should keep our current president out of office.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's some pretty crazy chaos going on, but the thing of it is like, while I, as like on an energetic, like collective energy level, I think that everything that plays out on the grand stage is an embodiment of that. And so I feel that prayer, meditation, and closeness to nature is like the true answer through all of that. But I mean, I know that not everybody is like living their day-to-day lives in realms like that. And there's a balance to have between that. And so it's also just like, it feels, sometimes I feel like that, I like infuriated that our governments, they continue to go to war, and they're not really asking us if we're down with that. They're not at all asking us that kind of stuff. It's like they're just doing it. It's like, man, this death thing. And I don't know, the idea of someone that's gonna, like, you know, oh, it's for your greater good. Like, I just get real angry. Like, I get real angry about that shit, dude. Like,
yeah, other people dying that you don't know is not for the greater good.
no,
Period.
it's not. It's fucking bullshit.
In the
It makes me really angry. I was trying to not drop the F-bomb.
I've been so careful not to cuss here tonight or today. I'm sorry.
All is well. It makes me really effing mad.
Well, you know, and it should.
It does. It makes me feel so upset.
We're so far deep into the government now and being under that thumb that we have got, I hate to say fire with fire. It's not something I ever agreed with, but you're going to have to learn to play by their rules to beat them by their rules now. You know, we're so deep into this. We're 200 years into this government thing.
Know, dude, it's time to build
it. And it wasn't 1800s when people were cheating people, Chinese people out of money for running the railroads. You know what I mean? And politicians putting money in their own pockets and other people's, and that's how you keep things quiet. We're 200 years into this. It's going to take a lot to undo this if we can. But it's going to take the people to do it. You know, it's just a reflection of us. The people are more than welcome to go be a governor or senator or run. You know what I mean? Going to have a pretty clean reputation, but certain people could do it if they wanted to. And it's really up to us, and we're going to have to, I don't know how to say it. We're going to have to go into the system like the damn Matrix and just blow it all apart, you know, from the inside out. And that's the way America is trying to be destroyed. And it's the only way it can be destroyed is from the inside out. So let's do it. And we're slowly getting there, you know.
Yeah, I really genuinely hope that that's the case. Like, and I'd like to be a part of that movement, like, because
trying to offset that negative there, you know.
What'd you say?
It's never as bad as you think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just mean, sometimes I'm really naive, and I think sometimes it's worse than I think.
I make mistakes at work, and I'm like, I stress over them. I can't sleep. And the next day I get there, I'm like, I thought this was like 3 times worse than what I was worried about, and it didn't.
Yeah.
So that's a fear mentality. We make up that thing in our head.
The thing is that when it comes to actual human interaction, for the most part, and this isn't across the board, people, I think, mostly really want good things for other people, and for people to have, you know, the freedoms to do the things that they want, as long as we're not infringing on everybody's freedoms, right? That we do have the right for the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. And so I don't understand how war plays into that, and having this whole like idea of like a weaponized sort of like secretive government system that's not on that page, that they must, you know, do these things, these hard things, so that we are taken care of, and that we, you know, I just it's really difficult for me to understand that.
Because it doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't make sense to most people. You met somebody on the street from whatever other country, you wouldn't, you know, even if they would disagree with you, you wouldn't take it to the point to like shooting them with a gun or dropping a bomb on them.
Yeah, why is that?
You don't understand it as a person, but it's about money, and it's about
our money.
I hesitate to say that the president couldn't stop war, but I mean, they can. Is it in their best interest? You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer that there is, without saying Illuminati. I hate that. That's for the illuminated ones. Y'all don't get that word. But I hesitate to say that the people that control the world, they control the politicians and everything else. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's up to us as a society to get a quantum thing going where everybody can agree to disagree and do things like that. And that's how we can make it better. But we're going to have to do it from the inside out now. We're so deep in it.
Yeah.
I'm repeating myself, aren't I?
No, I think that you're just saying things like no, I don't think you're repeating yourself, man. I think you're finding new ways to express yourself more deeply. Yeah, I really think that would be awesome for us to find a way to really come together and support each other so that there could be, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, let me ask you this, Allie. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
If you were to make a government up on your own island, I mean, wouldn't you put like, I'd probably have a few people running the whole thing and not give one person like that whole authority.
Dictatorship? Yeah, not that.
Right, you know,
I'm not
so I would put one person, the smartest guy I would put in charge of science, and the other guy I would put in charge of, religion and philosophy and those things, and another guy that was, I'd probably have 3 or 4 of them. I really haven't thought this out. It's just occurred to me.
Right, we're just spitballing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it should be made up of politicians. Even that very word right there puts them in their own certain class. What does a politician do? I mean,
lie,
pass laws, lie. I mean,
that's
write stuff down, decree this, decree that. Come on, man. It's put me in a spot here. I agreed with Trump because Trump was a businessman, and America is a corporation. And if America was a corporation, then it should be run by a businessman, somebody like Trump or Ross Perot. I'm showing my age, but it should be run by somebody like that.
I hear you, dude. You know what? Yeah, I have. You grow up with, and not everybody, but with so many different ideals, and like it crushed me when I learned that the United States government wasn't really looking out for my best interest. Like it crushed my heart. I really had trouble like getting through 2 weeks without crying incessantly nonstop. Like I was just this big puffball walking around crying for 2 weeks. It was terrible. But yeah,
it did the opposite to you because it pissed me off when it happened to me. I got mad for a long time. I was like, really? You tricked me.
After that, but then after that, I started having like prophetic dreams too. So it was like the universe was still there, showing me new ways to be and understand and learn and grow. Right. So
I mean, your spirit really has anything to do with the government. Your personal life can be affected by government, and most likely will sometime in your life. But your spirit will always be with you, and your guides. They'll show you the way if you know how to listen. If you don't, they'll force you to listen. Trust me on that one.
I love you, Rose. Have a great, great afternoon. Thank you for spending your time and energy with us.
Thanks for coming, Rose.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be streaming for much longer. I'm pretty whooped from work, but I am really grateful that we've had this conversation today. Like so much good stuff. It's good to be able to talk about things. Maybe we should do like a weekly open panel, like more people could come up and talk. Maybe like 3 or 4 people. Like it's hard enough when you just have 2 people talking. You don't want to cut things off. Even when I do streams where I'm like reading tarot with like Michelle or that I guess that really is her name, but Genevieve and with Genevieve and Jackie, and there's just the 3 of us, between like reading cards, listening to everything they're saying, trying to keep up with chat. I miss so much. I don't even know that I've missed that much unless I go back and I watch it again, and I'm like, oh my God.
Can you watch the live stream again? I've never been able to do that on mine.
Yeah, you can, as long as you keep it up, as long as it's for public consumption. And this will be up for people to go out and check. Hey, we just passed 13333.
Sweet.
I had a 333 sync at work today. I had a 444 sync at work today. I had someone pay me 777 at work today.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. That was the best thing about the tip because, like, it wasn't even 10%. I was like, at least it was 777, bitches. Anyways,
well, sometimes that's better than 10, right?
Yeah, and I really have no anything to complain. Like I do so well. Like,
well, wouldn't that be 28 and 8 and 1 is 9? That'd be 9, not 10. Okay, my bad. Sorry, I was going too fast trying to add it up in my head.
Hey, Deanne, good to see you, man. So good.
Yeah, we should definitely do this again. This was fun. I went through all the emotions. I was scared. I was excited. I was like, oh, and then I was worried, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna embarrass myself. And then
No way. How do you
I
feel
woke
now?
up excited this morning. And I knew it was gonna be good.
Good. Do you feel relaxed? Like it was easy to talk?
Yeah, I took some steps to make sure I was relaxed, but I didn't want to overdo it. I ate in between and made sure I wasn't out of control. So if I'm a little chatty, that's probably why. But
You just literally made me wheeze. It hurt.
moderation, man, everything moderation. But yeah, I was still a little nervous, even though I was excited about it today. But I think it's pretty obvious. Go back and watch this and see how excited I was today. So it's been really fun.
It has been fun. Too, everyone's allowed to be the way they are. I always go back to that harm none. But I was really hoping that you would feel comfortable, because I know that you upload your own stuff, and I'm really grateful for the things that you upload, for your points of view, what I learned this week. I love those. And I was thinking, I wonder, I don't know, maybe it's just like being live, if that's what makes you nervous, or I wasn't sure, but I didn't think there was any need for you to be. And I hope that we could both create an environment where it would just be easy flow.
Well, you've definitely paved the way to make it easier a little, down the road, either with you or somebody else, because the first two experiences I had, just jumped right into it, and I was not prepared, with Jackie and with 1111. I don't hardly think about that 1111 incident anymore. I mean, I got some compliments from stepping back and being like, oh, they said, you definitely know when to speak, don't you? And I'm like, okay, take it easy, man. And pull out the sword, Jesus.
Oh Lord, yeah, different personalities.
But that was the very first time, and the second time was with Jackie, and I kind of felt embarrassed there. I put on the spot. I was like, yeah, pull a card. And I was like, that was blank, and I'm like, I don't know, Destin fishing. I want to be fishing right now, Destin. Felt embarrassed.
On that stream with you, right?
Yes, you were.
Yeah,
I mentioned it.
I could tell that you were nervous. I could.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, but this is nice. This is helping me get over that curve. So thank you.
One moment at a time. Thank you too. If I don't have someone here to talk with, and I don't have like I told you this in the messaging back and forth this past week, but like, if I don't have like a set itinerary, or like I don't have pictures ready to pull up and like show people, or if I'm not reading a book, or if I'm not reading oracle cards or tarot cards or something specific, I start to like feel like I gotta go.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that got me when you were talking. You was like, well, a lot of times it's a lot easier with a back and forth. And I've done this with, I've literally, like, literally, everything is literally, I guess, here, but I have found people who were new to YouTube and suggested that they do like a back and forth and do live collaborations and, or do a message thing, and that works a lot better for them. Most of them it did, a few of them it did not, but for the most part it did work. And that's something you said to me is like really helped me make this decision to okay, well, it'd be easier with somebody, especially somebody like you. So I might have out positive you today.
You might have. I don't know. I'll have to.
I doubt that. I've never met anybody. So
when I listen back, well, I'm just joking. I did bring
great.
past though that were not positive areas of my life, but I still feel at a pretty positive place right now. But I am also really tired today. I'm also super grateful that we did this, and everybody in the chat is like so freaking amazing. I love you guys. I love that we have this amazing community. Like, it's so good. Hey, Kimba's back again. Awesome, Kimba. She's working outside. That's so cool. But yeah, maybe we'll like have an open panel for like 2 or 3. And then, if things just get weird, I'll just be like, you gotta go. As long
Please do that to me. If that happens to me, make a promise that you'll do that to me too.
I promise, dude, if you ever
Okay. All right. Just as long as I'm
Saturnian sun, gotta go. Yeah, no, all is well. Well, dang, is there anything, any closing messages you might want to add before we make our way?
Ooh. Um, no, I think I've pretty much said it all. Let's do this again, and I'd like to do it with another open panel too. That'd be fun.
Awesome. So good. Oh my gosh, that sounds great, Lucky. Lucky wants to be on an open panel. That would be so
I could
cool.
definitely do that. Yeah, I'd like to
Yes,
pick
we
his
gotta get
brain.
Michelle up here too, and Rose, and we had some new people come through the stream. You guys are welcome too. We just keep it respectful up here, right? Even if we disagree. There are things that like Saturnian and I fundamentally disagree on, but we still, man, I don't know. It's an energetic thing. I've always really looked up to you, man. You know?
Just another person, Like I said,
Yeah.
those things you disagree with me deeply, but it hasn't kept us. It's not caused a division.
No, it hasn't.
It's caused a union, probably.
Yeah, you just learn different reasons why people, why people
Think the way they do, or
exactly. It's just
or feel
expansive.
the way they do.
That's right, Lucky Stone. And I'll be the one. It's my channel, so I'm the one as he says, I think you need to go. You're not in alignment.
Oh, I see that.
Oh,
I'm always in alignment. I can show you where Saturn and Capricorn is in the stars every night. As long as I'm in Florida.
I'm always in alignment. That's hilarious.
Can't do that in Michigan.
Oh shit, dude. All right, well, dudes, everybody here in the chat, I love yous. I thank you so much, and we will certainly do this again. Maybe it'll end up being a more regular segment, something along those lines, because we're all really cool people, man, and we all have the voices. We all have different thoughts, experiences. It's wonderful to learn. Gary, I appreciate you, man, and I'm really proud of you too for doing this. I could feel your energy fluctuating through each email that we had back and forth.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant. Sorry. I'm glad I did it, though. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, you guys. Until next time. Mwah. Take care.
See y'all. Later.
End stream.